About a year ago, I had a friend that came over and he looked at the air conditioners up on the roof and he said, "How in the world are these things working?" And I said, "Well, a lot of hope and prayer and a lot of baling wire and duct tape." We looked at the date on the air conditioner and they were 25 years old. And he said, "We got to do something about that."
Hey everybody, it's Danny and Austin for Service Champions with another good deed for free.
And today we've got a special guest with us. It's Sean Smith, the co-owner of Service Champions, along with her husband Leland Smith.
Thanks for being here, Sean. Today we are going to be going to the Lestonnac Clinic in Orange, and I think this might be the biggest good deed in our company's history. We are installing 8 heating and air conditioning units. And Sean, this project has a special place in your heart, doesn't it?
I used to have a little hair salon with my friend Mary Rashid back in the early 80s. And Sister Marie Therese used to come across the street to get her hair colored, just the front part that stuck out of her habit. And she was the founder of the Lestonnac Clinic. And I admired her because she just had a real heart for the poor. And a little while back, my friend Janice Michelle called me and she said, "Sean, I'm working over here at the Obria Clinic," she said, "and we really need air conditioning." So I said, "Well, I'll come down and see what's going on and we'll see if we can do it." Well, I pulled up not realizing it was a part of the Lestonnac Clinic. I think the air conditioners were still the same air conditioners that were there in the late 70s when Sister Marie Therese had started the organization. So I talked to Leland, and of course, it was a huge job, but being Leland, he said, "You know what, we'll figure it out, we'll find a way." This was something that I was doing for that little lady that wanted to make a difference years ago, and I know she's passed away since then, but she left, a lasting, impression on me, and they're still doing incredible work all over Orange County. It's just an honor to be just a tiny part of their organization for just this one moment.
So we're gonna go over to the Lestonnac Clinic and talk to Ed Gerber, the executive director, so he can tell us more about what they do over there, and then we'll check back in with you later.
Sounds good.
Ed, thank you for taking time to talk to us today. Can you tell us a little bit what you guys do here at the Lestonnac Clinic?
Sure. So Lestonnac Free Clinic started in 1979 by a nun, Sister Marie Therese Solomon, who saw a need in the community for uninsured individuals. So she began the clinic with just a shoestring budget. I think it's continued that now for 40 years, but since 1979, where we did about 300 or 400 maybe visits or 50 visits that first year. Last year we saw almost 30,000 visits and 9,000 patients. So on a regular basis, we try to help as many people as possible and provide free health care to those that are in need. But no taxpayer dollars is used in order to help the individuals that we help here today. It is really done through the generosity of donors and generosity of doctors that volunteer their time.
Wow, that's impressive. What an amazing service for the community. So tell me about your air conditioning problem.
It was misery, really true misery, because in the summertime, they would work about halfway. You weren't getting real cold air coming out of the air conditioners. So we were all sweating here at the clinic. And in the wintertime when it's cold, none of the heaters worked. So the 10 units that we had no heat. So we had little portable heaters all over the clinic to try to heat the patients and the staff in the wintertime. So it was just to the point where something had to be done. We got to figure a way of getting new air conditioners here.
How did you guys get connected with Service Champions?
Well, it's interesting. One of my employees that worked here, her name was Lauren Michelle. Her mother approached me one day, Janice, and said that one of our air conditioners was very weak, and she wanted to know if we would be able to accept a donation from a friend of hers. So that's how I got introduced to Sean. She actually went up on the roof, and we walked around the roof, and I showed her all the air conditioners and how beat up and how old they were. I was brought to tears when she said, "You don't need one air conditioner, you need 9 air conditioners." And I literally was brought to tears, as I'm tearing up right now thinking about that moment. The time Sean came, we were getting ready to do a capital improvement gala. So we were trying to raise $150,000. to be able to do a new roof, new air conditioning, new parking lot. And I just thought to myself, there's no way we're going to be able to raise that kind of funds because we've never been able to do it in the past. And that day that Sean came over and said that she was going to do all of our air conditioners, just took the air conditioners off my plate.
It's a great story. So how has the new air conditioning system helped your clinic?
It has made a huge impact on our staff, and I think the morale of our staff and willing to help people has improved, as well as the patient satisfaction when they come here. So I think it's made the whole process of healthcare much better for us because of these air conditioners. I'm so grateful. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do it. So I am so grateful for Service Champions and all the work that you guys did. It was a lot of work that you did. So I am just totally grateful and thankful for everything that you've done.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for all the good deeds you're doing in the community. We're so happy that we were able to help you guys out. So that's going to wrap it up for today's good deed. Thank you so much, Sean, for making this all possible.
My pleasure.
So, Danny, you mentioned earlier that this may be the biggest good deed that Service Champions has ever done. Exactly how big was it?
Well, let's see. 8 full systems installed, cranes brought in to do the work, 4 days to complete the job, a total install worth of over $100,000.
Whoa, that's amazing. I can't wait to get out and do more.
I know, me too. So we'll see you guys in our next good deed.